Welcome back to KION News at 11. Time now for that full weather forecast with our chief meteorologist, Dan Sianka. How's it going, Dan?
Maxwell, it's going well. To start off tonight, we're going to talk about some climate data for the month of May for Hollister. Why not?
Talk about Hollister a little bit today.
We did. We've had some Hollister news out there. And, well, the reason I'm talking about Hollister mostly because it was the next one on my list and not any other reason. But last week we gave you climate data for May for Salinas and Watsonville and Monterey. Today, Hollister. And before I get emails, I'm sorry, there is no current climate data for Santa Cruz, so I can't share any data that's comparable to the records. There's a long period of record in Santa Cruz. It goes back into 100 years ago, but unfortunately the climate site stopped reporting about 4 years ago. So we have no current data to compare to the old data. It's the unfortunate side of some of these climate sites. Sometimes they stop reporting. But the Hollister climate site, which isn't the most regular climate site, so take some of these numbers with a grain of salt. Still, our May average temperature in Hollister was 62.9, about 2 degrees above normal. The hottest day was the 9th at 92 degrees. We had 2 mornings of 44 degrees, May 14th and the 23rd. By the way, the climate site is not at the airport in Hollister. It's somewhere else in town. Precipitation, nothing was recorded during the month of May, and we did get one system that passed through, so there are a few missing days, and by few I mean 13 missing days. Don't have any precipitation totals, so it's hard to say whether that got missed or not. But either way, no precip recorded. If there was any, it was probably a few hundredths of an inch and certainly less than normal. We'll take a look at some other sites here in the coming days, but let's focus on what's going on out there right now. And here's the overall setup, and there's a lot going on, but it's all far away from us. We're kind of in the middle of everything. There's a ridge to the north, ridge to the south, low moving across the four corners, a couple of just rogue lows sitting out over the water. No major weather systems, although there's some moisture that's been in train. So we had thunderstorms all the way up into Oregon, Northern California today, with thunderstorms across Grand Canyon country. So it's been active there, but here locally, we're just talking about these subtle variations in the pattern and how that may impact our marine layer, because the marine layer is king this time of year. It really dictates how warm it's going to get on the coast, our inland valleys, and even how much cloud cover we're going to have. So as we go through the next couple of days, I want you to pay attention to a couple of things here. And generally, the lines over us are corresponding to the colors. The colors, as we get redder, are warmer temperatures aloft, essentially. And as they get more to the yellow and even blues, that's cooler temperatures aloft. So what you're going to see here over the next couple of days is, while these lines may move a little bit, they're not going to be moving all that much here over the Monterey Bay region. It's like we kind of stay in the same amount of pressure aloft. Maybe a little bit lower as we head into Thursday and Friday, right? So we see a little bit of a trough, okay, and then we get some movement on Friday into Saturday as it pushes south, but then the ridge to the east starts to push back Saturday into Sunday, and really we're not seeing a lot of change aloft. Temperatures overall over the next 7 days may be fluctuating within 5 degrees Celsius, which isn't a huge contrast. So don't expect any big temperature swings, nor am I now expecting any major swings in the amount of cloud cover we get. We'll probably have some days that are a little bit sunnier than others and some days that are a little bit cloudier than others in the forecast, but ultimately not a lot of change. Maybe as we head into early next week, as the low moves over us, we could see a deeper marine layer, which could lead to a mix out. But right now, it's kind of a little on the June gloomy side, a little on the broken record side, which we're kind of used to this time of year. Here's our future track overnight tonight, though. Waking up tomorrow morning, fog possible. The marine layer did get compressed a little bit today, so we may see a little bit higher instance of fog tomorrow morning than we've been seeing in recent days, although we did have some this morning. Maybe a little bit of drizzle again overnight tonight. We got a little last night. It seems like it wants to drizzle out there in Salinas tonight, but I haven't really seen much. But patchy drizzle and fog always possible, certainly with these low clouds. Tomorrow afternoon, clouds retreat to the coast, but like today, will probably stick around the south and east sides of the bay. Santa Cruz, you're going to clear out again. There is a light northwesterly flow. Sure, there is some clearing there. But places like Marina, Moss Landing, Pacific Grove, Pebble Beach, west side of Monterey, Carmel, you're not really going to be out of the clouds much at all tomorrow, just kind of like we have been today. Even the west side of Salinas, which has been kind of stuck in the clouds. With that said, there are some indications maybe a little bit of drier air moves in. So if I had to say, will we have more clouds or less clouds tomorrow, I would say less, but only by a small margin. And on top of that, we'll have some high clouds passing through. So technically, maybe we wash out. Temperatures tomorrow still mild on the north side of the bay, 74 in Santa Cruz with sunshine, 70 in Capitola. We range from the 70s to low 80s on the Santa Cruz Mountains. Maybe as warm as about 83 in Boulder Creek. East side of the bay, still looking kind of cool, 60 in Castroville. Warm up a little bit inland, though, 70 in Watsonville, Salinas 67, 79 in Hollister, 80s in the Santa Clara Valley. The peninsula is still cool, low to mid 60s, and depending on where you live in Monterey, you might be, on the west side of town, low 60s, mid 60s on the east side of town. And then down south, you get out of that marine layer atmosphere, it gets warm, but you have to get a ways down to get there. South of Skiing City, getting to the 90s. Fort Hunter Liggett right around upper 90s tomorrow, and Parkfield, our hot spot tomorrow, right around 100 degrees. So we do have at least one spot in the triple digits tomorrow. No one made it there today, although Parkfield did hit 99. So here's that 7-day forecast. Yeah, just not a lot of change on the coast. The winds will pick up a little bit, it looks like, toward the end of the week and into the weekend, but temperatures aren't going to budge all that much. We'll see pretty comparable readings day to day. And as we look at our inland forecast, okay, you'll have a little bit more of a change. Temperatures, which are a little bit above normal now, will dip back closer to normal, I think, by the time we get to Saturday. But again, no big changes right now in that forecast, although we're keeping an eye out for them.
All righty. Thank you very much, Dan.